Good evening and welcome. I'm Bob Pace and I have Danielle, and we are the host of a podcast called Fight CPS Stop Taking Our Children. So, hopefully, you all are listening and hopefully, we can help you with getting your children. And CPS is a horrible entity. I dread every time I talk about them, they're just full of pitfalls. But anyway, this is a podcast. It's live. You found us via Facebook. We are broadcasting on YouTube, and we're using the StreamYard application. And there's several ways you can interact with this podcast. One way is to text a message about your CPS case. And who do we have first?
Oh, we already have.
Smilezik, I guess. Smizik, welcome. All I ask is your name and the city and state you're from. And if you happen to be from another country, I love to have you. We've had so many different countries lately text in. We've had Australia,
I was just telling my brother that.
Several Canada, United Kingdom, Ghana, from Africa, Mozambique from northern Brazil, north of Brazil, Mozambique, and Denmark. Those are the countries that exhibit. All I ask is the city and the country, and you can talk about your
Biloxi,
Biloxi,
Mississippi.
Oh, okay. So our first text message is Smithzat, I guess, or I'm sorry I ruined your name, but you're from Mississippi?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Biloxi.
Yeah, and she said, screw CPS. I know you're angry. For failure, that's true.
Didn't get my kids the mental help they needed. Yeah. Harrison County, she says. Biloxi, Mississippi.
Kids. Yeah, you got a hard battle to fight. Especially, I think you're probably fighting without an attorney.
I also got Sheila Cole from Billings, Montana as well.
Oh, we got somebody from Billings, Montana. Wow, they're going so fast. Yeah, we got Stella Cole from Billings, Montana. That's up north. Welcome, you all.
So
and I see that you found us, which is great. It's Sunday night, and I'm on Pacific Standard Time. It's 7 o'clock in the evening. I know where Danielle is. It's 11 o'clock, and I guess most of you people are either 10 or 11. Yep. So hopefully y'all can participate and ask a question or two that we can help you with. Another way is, whoops, I lost my phone number that was there, huh?
There you go.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, if you want to call in live and speak with us, you just call me at my cell number, 626-698-0990. I'll put you on my cell phone on the speaker, and you can join us in talking about your case and how we can maybe help you. That 626-698-0990. And my number is live for 1 hour from 7 o'clock tonight to 8 o'clock. And, you can talk about your case. Now, if you feel you don't want to talk right now, you'd like to talk later, you'd like to schedule a time, then you should contact my producer. Her name is Grace. She works really hard to arrange the shows. And you email her. You email her at grace@vincentwdavis.com. It's grace@vincentwdavis.com.
And read the federal.
Then what I want to say is that the producer of the show is Vincent W. Davis and Associates. The lead attorney is Vincent W. Davis. And he has extended a warm welcome to you all. And then if you need help from him, just call him at 888-888-6582. And I'll explain more about Mr. Davis. But he wanted me to say there, I want to thank him for providing this podcast. And I want to thank Danielle for taking the time from her hectic schedule to be on. It's a lot. It's a lot that 7 days a week, 14 shows, for 1 hour twice a day. I diligently been doing this for many months, and I've spoken to every state. I've spoken to over 500 people, and it seems like they all have one scenario, one common. CPS has been awful to them, and they've really gotten out of hand. And now they're taking children that aren't in extreme danger, but they think every case is the same. So they want to take your child and they want to abuse you. They lie, they deceive, they're not accountable, they're not transparent. Those are nice words to say about something that's supposed to be a government agency that's supposed to be doing their job.
It's supposed to reunify
CPS
families
system,
first.
right? The CPS system is set up to help stop abuse of our children and neglect of our children. It's very important to have them. It's a government agency, and they've been going for a long time. And one thing that is very true is parents. I mean, biological parents of children are the best parents to put the children with. It's been proven studies that the biological parents are the best, not CPS, not the foster care system. They're trafficking your children, they're alienating your children, they're mean to seniors, they're mean to elders, they're mean to parents. They don't like parents. So be forewarned that everything
Low
you
income.
yeah, it's like they attack the low income, which is sad because we may be going through difficulties in life. It's not fair. Being homeless is not a crime. No money is not a crime. You may get in some hiccups in life, and they can be all corrective measures. But your children are most important, and the majority of you care enough to text in. That means you care about your children. And that's why I really feel that the majority of you should have your children with you and not taken away. Danielle's situation, mine, are a little bit different. My children were trafficking from me. They charged me with neglect, and after 3 years, I proved them wrong. I got 2 of my 3 children back. Unfortunately, I did not get an attorney right away and try to fight it on my own. Now, Danielle had a son with special needs, and he was being transported from Georgia to Texas, and he got lost in the system, and he turned 18, and now he's an adult, and so she's trying to do a guardianship of him because he needs the special needs, and her mom loves her son so much. And she is trying to work with the ICPC, which is an interstate organization that's supposed to help out with the safe transfer of children.
Right.
And that's the ICPC. And it's between 2 states, and they're supposed to work out the safety of the children, but somehow her son got lost in the process.
I think it was all, they didn't think that I was going to be involved. That's
right.
That's the biggest thing. Cause I'm a ex-felon, and they taking our kids that are convicts, convicted felons and stuff with struggling histories, a past. And that's no reason for anyone to be held accountable for their past the rest of their life. That's why we look forward, not behind us. That's why it's called the past. It stays behind us. And it's no reason for us. And we just lost. Oops. There we go.
Well, we got our first call tonight. Hello, good evening.
Hey, I've been commenting. This is Smiles Cutie. Okay. I'm watching y'all right now, and with so much anger, for her.
It's okay to have the anger. It's okay to be angry, and I understand. I feel for you. What is your name again?
It's the Smith's QT.
My real name is Michelle.
Okay, what is the name that you text in on?
Smiles Cutie.
It's the Smith, the one from Mississippi. Alexi.
Oh, you're from Mississippi.
Yeah. It's the very first one that messaged.
Yeah, I'm in Mississippi. Oh my God, I can't imagine your child going from Georgia to Texas to have to pass through here.
Yeah, and so that her child was lost. Her child was lost.
Where was your child? How?
Because he changed age. I'll let Danielle speak for you.
My son, when he got put in the system, my mother had guardianship, temporary, like minor guardianship of my son from 2011, and we, I was involved in his life. CPS has never been involved until my mother passed away September 17th, 2022, unexpectedly. And I have a family member that is very deceitful and took my son and gave him to the state and lied, falsified information, telling them that I abandoned my kids, had nothing to do with them. She didn't know where I was when I had just seen her. And they pretty much they failed to make reasonable efforts to prevent foster care or anything. And they said that there was no placement in Georgia for him, and then shipped him out to Texas when I'm right here. It took them a month and a half to find me. And when and they were giving me the runaround when I'm trying to figure out where my son was. And they, honestly, I feel like, and they've made it harder. Do I know?
With all three of my kids are 6, 7, and 8, and this has been an ongoing process for almost 7 years.
Wow, what was the allegations? What was the allegations?
Well, the first one, I've dealt with them a couple of times. My own family called and said I was on drugs, and like I rolled my first time I was, but I got my shit together. Yep. I left the man that I was with. I started taking care of my mother, and then my ex came back, and it was just hell. And I couldn't take care of everybody, and my mental health went off. And my own lawyer, my sister took him in, and then my sister said, "Get him out of here." It was freezing cold after a hurricane. Check this out. My kid had no pants on, a t-shirt, no pants. We had trash bags. I have a home. I had a home right there around the corner. And I told her, and the next day they picked him up. And they've been through so much trauma that they're just like, it's like they expect to be picked up. I brought 2 of my kids home now, and I'm working on the 3rd. I get weekend visits, and then they're going into a 90-day home trial if nothing goes wrong. The foster parents have tried so hard to keep my kids to the point where they've got the therapist passed away. Like, I hate to say it, but thank God.
So your kids are going to see psychiatrists.
He tried to write letters saying she needs to be TBR to take away her visits. These kids are affected. Well, hell, when kids go back and forth, they are affected. When they
need stable homes, yes.
To act out.
Right, they need a stable home. You're right.
My son was the same when he's never been away from family.
Very stable home.
Wow.
Yeah, your
son's on the spectrum. He has special needs.
My son, right. How old is your son again?
How old is your son again?
I'm getting he's 8. I have an 8, 7, and 6. My 8-year-old is on the spectrum. My 6-year-old is getting his evaluation on the 1st. Thank God. They did not take him 2 years ago to his appointment to get evaluated.
Oh, wow. And they're supposed to do that right off.
Security money. No.
Wow.
That's just like my son. They did not respond to Social Security for a year. For my 8-year-old, that could have went to his board payment. That could have went to extra money for whatever he needed. Even when he came back to me.
Even when they're in, when they're in foster care, that Social Security money is supposed to be put up for them. Wow.
An extension one.
I'm so sorry.
So what is the question or the help we can help you with? What is that?
I mean, dear God, how do you hold them accountable? What kind of lawyer do I get for them neglecting my kids' mental health?
The first thing you do is when you
referred to long-term treatment.
Right, when you talk about a lawyer,
long-term treatment.
Right, you want to talk about a lawyer, you want to get a family law attorney, you want to get a professional family law attorney. You don't want the court-appointed attorney because he's not family law. He works for the court. He works for social service.
But as far as suing CPS,
that has to be done after your case is over. When your case is over, you can sue them. Right. When your case is over, you can sue them.
Wait till your case. Yeah, definitely. But
you have to wait
document
your case is done before you sue them.
Heard. That's all I wanted to know, really.
You need like a civil rights attorney.
Yeah, you're going to have to get an attorney that knows how to sue CPS. They're out there, but you got to search for them.
Aggressive one, definitely an aggressive one.
Child's mental health needs right now, the one that's not fully in my home. He hasn't seen a therapist or had mental health help in months.
So is all 3 of your children involved with any kind of therapy with the
right? All 3 of your children involved with therapy?
What is it?
Is all 3 of your children involved with therapy?
Like all 3 of them?
One is they think baseball's an outlet for therapy. Even Costa said,
wow.
He can't let his baseball team down. Well, guess what?
No.
When he comes home, he acts out. He calls me all sorts of names, and he needs help.
And
right.
Do they have a guardian ad litem or a CASA advocate at all?
The CASA advocate wants him to stay with the foster mom. Wanted to do, durable custody. That way he can play baseball. They think baseball is going to cure his behavior. No, it's not.
So the like that's kind of like the guardian ad litem. So they have that's like the one speaking for the kids.
Yeah,
is it for all 3 of them?
I mean, these foster parents were calling the guardian ad litem saying, "Oh, these kids are acting out so bad, blah blah blah. There must be something going on with her mother. She needs services in the home." Hell, I had services in the home. Like, my kids couldn't make it through my pack because they were so aggressive. I mean, no doubt, I think they need inpatient help. And I've taken them for assessments, and nobody's keeping them. But one of the kids was referred to long-term, and they never followed up. They never did.
And when you had, so when you, before they removed the kids, or when they got removed from your sister, did you ever get them back in your care, like at any time? Because they're in, like here in Georgia, we have what we call a comp waiver.
Yes, and they've always been in therapy. But this time, they didn't keep up.
So they haven't offered you no kind, because they're supposed to prevent removal of, that's their reasonable efforts to prevent the removal, and they offer you all kinds of services. I mean, if you, with the special needs and the mental health, they should have a whole list of services for you and get you referred to them and in them, instead of just removing the kids. That's wow. And you do have an attorney, am I correct?
Do you have an attorney there? Oh, hold on. Let me see.
It's okay.
Do you have an attorney?
She said she had to go, Bob. It's okay, Michelle. It's okay.
Well, she's still connected.
Well, it says she had to go. She's sorry. It says on the chat.
There's someone that called in tonight that I couldn't take 2 calls at once. If they want to call me back, I think the number begins with ends with 4384. I think a Ronald Weber called in tonight. Here they come. Here they come. Good evening.
Hey, I was watching your guys' YouTube channel, and I'm having issues with CPS myself.
Okay, I'm glad you called. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second because I got another call. Hello? Hello? Okay, the other call. I think the other call was the Mississippi call, and they were leaving, so they were talking. But what is your name?
My name is Hannah.
Hannah, and what city and state are you from, Hannah?
I'm from Lexington, Kentucky.
Washington, Kentucky. Okay. You're about the 4th person. I'm sorry, what?
Lexington.
I'm from Lexington.
Yeah, I've had someone from Richmond, Kentucky call me. I've had 3 or 4 people from Kentucky call me. What is your allegations?
So my allegation is then when they did their investigation, it was determined that DV and mental health played a part in my first child's removal. And at the time, I was pregnant with my second child, and he was removed for sibling at risk. And currently, I'm fighting for custody back of them, but they're at termination of parental rights.
Now, is that your both children have been taken from you?
Yes.
How did that happen? Did they come to your house to take them? How did they take your children?
So a while back in 2022, when my daughter was about 6 months, I had left to go hang out with my sister, and I didn't realize that my boyfriend was having some mental health issues. So he had like a breakdown, and the cops ended up coming, and he ended up getting arrested.
Was he watching the kid?
Now, who was watching the child when you left? Who was watching the child? Who's responsible to watch the child?
My boyfriend.
So your boyfriend was watching the child, and then he had a mental health breakdown.
Yes, about 5 minutes after I left.
And why did the police arrest him?
Police arrest him for a lot of charges, like resisting arrest, murder, threat of terror. It was like a lot of charges that ended up getting dismissed.
Where does the murder?
Absolutely no or anything like that.
Well, why would the police? Why would the police fabricate all these charges?
Was he wanted already?
Was going through a mental health thing.
Was he?
Honestly, I'm not really sure because I was not there at the time. I just know that same cop that charged him with all those charges was arrested and fired from the police department because he choked his fiance. So I don't know if like he has something against black people or what, because my boyfriend is black.
Okay.
So he spent like 3 months in jail. Got to see a judge. The judge just threw all of those out, including the prosecutor threw all those charges out.
So he wasn't wanted previously.
No, that was false charges. We had a rogue policeman that went strangled his girlfriend. He was arrested, and he was put in there. So we had a bad cop that was trying to investigate her boyfriend, who was going to break down. How did CPS get involved?
The kids were there.
I wasn't there when he got arrested, despite me being on my way.
Okay.
My sister was an hour away from me. I immediately turned back around and started heading back to our apartment when I got that call. And when I got there, CPS was there, cops were there. My boyfriend was not there. He was at the emergency room hospital getting checked out for mental health. And I go upstairs, and the cop had my daughter. I took my daughter out of the cop's hand and went and changed her and fed her. DCFS comes up the stairs to do like the safety plan with me, and I was willing to do it with them, but they never even like went over it with me. It was like 12 a.m. at night. I was trying to get my daughter to sleep, and I guess walking around.
Was that the same policeman that was a rogue cop, or was that a different policeman?
It was like a few policemen. The policeman that made.
Well, the policeman that was with your daughter, was he the rogue policeman or another policeman?
Oh, it was another policeman. It was a woman.
Okay, and she was changing your daughter's diapers.
No.
The mom was. She was.
I went up there and I took my daughter from her hands and changed her myself.
Oh, okay. And what was the CPS worker doing?
The CPS worker came upstairs about 5 minutes after I went upstairs to the apartment, and he was trying to go over like the safety plan with me, and I was willing to do it, but at the same
Did
time,
she ask you about any names of family members that your daughter could stay with?
Right.
No, they didn't.
That's what the safety plan is supposed to be. You
right.
don't know that, but they're required
It's
to ask you
kind of
for
like
a
a
list
standby.
of family members that they
Right.
could check out and that they could stay with. Also,
Like a standby.
was your daughter in extreme danger when they took your daughter?
No, she wasn't.
Why did they take your daughter?
Because I was walking around with her, and I guess they considered that erratic. So they just stopped the whole safety plan and just got a warrant for removal.
Well, I understand why walking with your daughter is erratic.
Right.
But I guess because I was walking like around the whole entire apartment.
Are you sure it's not to do with the charges that your boyfriend got arrested for?
Walked the whole entire apartment. My daughter was crying. So I guess
Did they removed him that night?
I don't even know.
Well, was it because of your boyfriend's charges that they removed the child?
No, I don't think so because they would have immediately removed her.
Well, then why would they remove the child from your possession?
It's
because I don't know. I guess me walking.
Did you ask him why you're removing my child? What danger is she in?
No, I did not ask that.
Maybe they thought she wasn't in a good situation.
They don't know the way it works. You see, in order for CPS to take your child, they have to be in a dangerous situation, like maybe a gun is going off, someone has a knife, someone's strangling your child, someone's throwing your child against the wall.
Bob, the boyfriend was being charged with murder at the time, so that could have been
I didn't even know that was the reason they had to remove a child. Because I didn't know they were removing her till they came upstairs and till the cop came upstairs, handed me the warrant, and I refused to hand my daughter over. So the cop.
Did you read the warrant? Did you read the warrant?
So they got.
Yeah, they had a warrant. They brought the warrant.
No, did you read it? Did you read it?
No, I didn't. I just saw a warrant for removal.
Right. It should say very clearly on the warrant. It should say this is a request or an order to remove the child because they're in extreme danger, and that the address is such and such, the allegations are such and such, the person who moves them is named such and such, and then there's a signature of a judge. A wet signature should be at the bottom of the court order form. The reason why you need to look at it is a lot of times they'll throw paperwork that means nothing. They have copies of warrants all the time to use.
Okay. Let me ask. Can I ask this? Okay, so she said.
Yes, it has to have a wet signature of the judge.
Yes, it does, Anna Seal.
I did not see no signature.
No, I know that. They are discrepant. They are really bad because they'll use
go back and sign it later.
Other warrants and stuff like that. And you can sit there and tell the policeman, where's the signature of the judge?
Right. If it's not signed, it's not a legal document.
It's not legitimate. You don't know that. It's not your fault. That's the problem. They're taking advantage of you. The police.
She was stressed in the moment.
Yes, are all taking advantage of you. Now, Danielle has a question for you. Go ahead, Danielle.
You said something. How long has your case been going on?
I think she said 4 years.
September. Okay, and then have you been doing a case plan, any services, anything like that since 2022?
Yes, they gave me the list of services, and I have completed every last one of them.
And I heard
housing, but me and my boyfriend live together.
Okay, let me ask you. Is that the same boyfriend?
Apartment together a few days after they decided that they're going to terminate parental rights. But before they made that decision, I had completed everything, and it was complete a mental health assessment, see a therapist, complete DV classes, have a job, and provide pay stubs. and do 5 negative drug screens, and all of that, the drug screens came back negative. I provided my pay stubs, and I have certificates. Oh, and then parenting classes, and I have certificates for all the classes that I had to do. It was just housing and the time frame that made them go for termination of right.
And there's and okay, let me ask you this: with your boyfriend, what was the stipulation? Since he is the one that was arrested and on his charges, what was? I mean, you could have. I understand you completed like the case, everything with the case plan or whatnot. What was the status of your boyfriend be involved in this? Because I'm wondering if that's why because you're still. I mean, that could play a big factor in what would they saying about him. Because I'm wondering if that's what playing a factor in terminating your rights, because they don't want. He's toxic, possibly to like maybe not to you, but in their eyes, that would probably that. Have they said anything to you about that at all?
No, he just has to do the same things that I have to do. But for DV, nobody was ever arrested or charged for domestic violence. So that was like really confusing to me. So, but no, he has to do the same exact things that I have to do, and he has completed those also. Well, except for housing. So we got housing after they decided that they were going to complete parental rights.
And you said they're still, and till this day, they're moving towards terminating your rights. Like and you've done your part, but it sounds, I mean, and it sounds to me like I would be definitely looking into if it's your boyfriend, because they're not going to tell you that. They're going to make you think, and him, and just, I'm not trying to be, because I went through the same thing, but it's something to do with him, I promise, because that's what it sounds like, because what they're trying to keep.
I know he was in and out of jail a lot during the case.
And that's toxic.
Really like bad head start on.
Well, is
you
it
have to get away from him to get your kids.
You should have separated from your boyfriend.
And let him do what he needed to do.
And everything for almost over a year.
Okay. Now, is your boyfriend the biological father of your daughter?
Yeah, my daughter and my son.
Okay, he's the biological father of both your children. Now, who
Does
has
he have
the
a
son?
case with them?
Who has the son?
The same foster family. They kept them together.
So they are together. Okay. Good.
Okay. And did they suddenly change, and that's why they don't want to give them back to you?
Something.
Did who suddenly changed?
Well, you sound like you're
termination of
everything
rights
and doing on the plan, but now they've changed their mind and not giving back to you?
No. Before they went to termination, we both had completed everything. It was, but we didn't have housing. Part of these services was we had to have housing, and we didn't have housing at the time when they went towards termination of parental rights. After they made that decision, like I want to say about 2 weeks after they made that decision, we ended up getting an apartment together.
So why would they not wait till you got the apartment together? Why did they want to do your termination of your rights to your two children?
It's got to be.
That housing and time frame is why they were.
Understood. But now that you got the housing, what is the situation now?
Both our situation is better than before.
Well, they're going to give you
had a home assessment.
I don't know. I hope so.
Have they done a home assessment of your new apartment? Have they done a home assessment?
Yes, they have, and we really have everything for the kids. Like we really went out and bought everything for the kids just so we can show them that we can provide for them. We have the last trial date is coming up on May 6th.
And what are they saying about him? Does he have his own case? Is he involved with your case? Because the jail thing is that it's like I've been in that situation and jail and it's very toxic, and they do look down upon a convicted felon, a felon, someone with history like that. I have a history, and it's something that it's something for them to. They don't just terminate rights. They have to have substantial evidence and a good amount and proof and something to go to just to terminate rights. I mean, they have to go to, and I just nothing. He hasn't been to jail recently. Have you?
Since March 28th of 2023, and we haven't even had any.
Okay, but does he have any criminal record right now? Is he considered a felon?
No, that was all dismissed.
So he has no criminal record. Does he have a criminal record from before?
Right. Any kind of history.
No.
So he has no history of a criminal record.
Okay, let's go to mental health.
Plan that you're doing the same plan. You guys now have your housing issue taken care of. So what do they plan to do now?
And then his mental health, how has that been?
Coming up on May 6th.
What about the mental health? Did they say that you and your boyfriend have a mental health problem?
Because remember, that's what started the police call.
Have you gone and seen your own mental health doctor? Your own clinical?
Yes, we both see separate therapists.
Right. But then those are ones you picked?
Yes.
Good.
Because they will pick at anything. Results,
you can show the court with that.
Are you on social media a lot? Anything with Facebook? Because they will pick and search and pick and find stuff. Anything they can. Something is not. And how do you feel about your boyfriend being honest with you? His honesty level, like something's not adding. I'm not saying that it's you at all, by no means, but it's just I don't want you to get like.
I'm sorry, what was the last part?
Is your boyfriend? Do you feel like is your boyfriend lied to you about anything, or how is he honest? Is he there with you at the case meetings? If you go to case meetings, or do y'all have separate cases, or is it together?
Well, we have different lawyers. We both do separate team meetings. So everything is pretty much separate. So we're doing the same exact thing. You get what I'm saying? However, I do have social media, and I only
be careful about social media.
You got to be careful about social media.
What was that?
You have to be careful about social media because CPS will find out.
And y'all could be living together?
I know they were talking TikTok a lot. I found that out at a court. So I ended up stop using TikTok right now.
Right.
Because they will look.
What about you and your boyfriend? You guys living together now?
Yeah, we are living together.
But y'all have separate.
We wasn't allowed to.
But y'all are allowed to now, or did y'all do that with the case?
Yes,
both y'all having.
We are legally allowed to now.
Okay. As long as that.
So this May court date that's coming up, what's the purpose of the May court date?
It's the determination of parental rights, but they're actually going to be putting.
Is that on both of you?
And some other witnesses.
It sounds to me like they're trying to turn them against each other. If they have separate.
You're going to put your boyfriend on the stand?
Yes.
And ask him questions. Wow. I'm guessing it's testifying or something like that.
What's he going to testify about? What's he going to testify about?
Everything that's happened in this case.
Okay.
They're trying to.
They were asking when I was on stand. They were asking irrelevant questions like, "What happened to my car?" And I had a car that the engine had blew way before I gave birth to my firstborn. So I don't know if I'm going to do that to him or not.
Okay, Danielle has a question. Go ahead,
Danielle. This is a watch out for yourself. And because what if, I'm not saying this in a negative way, a bad way, or nothing, anything towards your boyfriend by no means, and I know, and don't take this the hard way, but y'all have separate caseworkers and everything. What if be careful if he's lying to you and telling them something different, because it could be why I don't understand about being put on the stand and questioning, and it can be made to look like the all-American dream, but really I don't want you to get hurt in the end. So be careful with yourself, hun. Because I'm not feeling really good about this, with the boyfriend thing. I'm sorry to be saying that, and I'm no offense, but something's not adding up when it comes to that. And they could be telling him one thing and telling you. That's how messed up these people are. It's not the fact that he's the bad guy by no means, but it's just the system.
You can't trust what she says. You cannot trust CPS. They will lie. The social workers will lie. They're deceitful.
Right.
They'll lead you on.
Thank you, Bob.
They'll bring your hopes up, and then all of a sudden they'll drop you and make your life more miserable.
Yes, because I've been through this, and I was in it myself, and they still do this to me till this day. Tell me that I'm going to be part of these meetings and all this stuff, and then next thing you know, they just look out, and I'd be questioning a lot, because how soon is this court date coming up that he's going to be put on the stand, and something's just not right.
He says May 9th.
May 9th.
No, it's May 6th.
May 6th. May 6th.
What now, hun?
May 6th.
And what she said something I didn't hear her.
It's Monday. It's a week from tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah. And are you going on the stand at that time as well? The same court date, or?
No, I already been on the stand.
And what's the reason for this court, if I may ask?
Because it's the trial for termination of parental rights.
Oh, so it's okay.
So we ended up taking it to trial.
Okay.
It just
while his lawyer has his side and has faith in him, my lawyer's over here telling me like 5 times that I should replenish my rights as a parent.
You should do what about your rights?
Replenish my rights as a parent, like sign my rights over.
Never. Do not do that. Don't do that. Is that attorney a public defender? Is he the court appointed attorney?
Sounds to me like they're trying to turn on her. They're trying to turn everybody against her.
He's just looking for an easy way out. He's in cahoots with CPS. Don't listen to him.
Right. Oh, yeah, and it sounds like they're trying to put everything on her, like make it look.
They're trying to put everything on you, and you don't want to give up your rights. You've done everything.
Do not fight.
You have the certificate. You've done the program. You've done your mental health. You have taken drug tests that are clear. You've done everything that's asked of you, and you've also got an apartment together. Attorney. So you're going to have to get another attorney. You need a professional attorney. If I may interject right now, my rule number 1 is you need to get an attorney, and how you get an attorney is not easy. Attorneys are a dime a dozen, but good attorneys are far and few.
My boyfriend is
the way that you can find a good attorney. I know it's always worried about money. Don't worry about the money part first. What you need to do is get at least 10 family law attorneys. And these are family law attorneys that you get a list of. And what you want to do is when you search it for them, you put your city that you live in, and then you put the next largest city with that name.
Right.
So you get attorneys from 2 different places. You go through the list of, say, 20 attorneys you get. You pick 10 that you feel from reading about them that they'd be good attorneys.
And not in the area that you're from.
Right. And then you want to get them narrowed down to 5. And those are the 5 you're going to call. And that's where you're going to develop a chemistry with that attorney. And if they start off saying about a money or you need this retainer or that retainer, then don't worry about talking to them. Just go ahead and say, thanks very much. I'm here to talk about my case.
Right.
They should all talk about your case. They should show an interest. That way you know that they're not just after your money. If they're after your money, they're wasted. they're not good attorneys. So that's how you can feed through them. And then I want to suggest an attorney that you could call that we have right now that produces this program. His name is Vincent W. Davis. He's a family law attorney. He is also a trial attorney. He has fought CPS, and he has won both civil and federal cases against CPS. So he has many, many years. He does every state. He works out of Southern California, but he do Northern California. He'll go to other states. He was in Oklahoma 2 weeks ago and so forth. He right now will offer a 30-minute consultation where you can talk to him, and he'll tell you the strategies of fighting CPS and getting your children back. His number, by the way, you can call in, is 888-888-6582. Tell him that Bob Pace sent you, and that when you talk to Mr. Davis, say that Bob Pace sent you. He charges $60 for 30 minutes. Yeah. It's on my screen. It's 888-888-6582. And he charges for 30 minutes, he charges $60, $2 a minute. But it's well worth the $60 you spend. Now, if you like him and you have good chemistry, then you can talk to him about retaining your case. And then you'll talk about his retaining fee. All right?
Right.
But I had to sell my home to get him. I had to sell my home to get him. That's how badly I needed him.
Right.
But you need a professional attorney. The court-appointed attorneys have a caseload of 30 or more clients. They don't have time for you. They show up on the day of your court hearing. They don't talk to you ahead of time, and they're going to take the easy way out. They're friends with the social worker attorneys, the children attorneys, the judge, and so, it's kind of pointless to deal with the court-appointed attorneys.
Right. The court-appointed, they're not on your side. Definitely not on you. They work against you.
Yeah. Bad. John, turn the bottle upside down, screw it tight, okay? Yeah, so that's what you need to do. So that's my rule number one. You need to get an attorney. I'm giving you one. There's one you could call, one of the 5 attorneys you can call. And so also down below my screen, I got a direct link to the calendar where you can schedule him. If you go to that web page, you can schedule him, and that's a direct link there. Whoever is trying to call in, I can only handle one call at a time. I don't know who's trying to call in, but hold on a second. Let me see. Hold on. Hello, who's this?
Hi, this is Emma.
Yeah, Emma, I'm wanting to call with another client. I can get back to you if you want to wait.
Oh, yeah. When should I call back? Okay, I just went online and you told me to call back.
Right. You can hold on for a second. I'm going to see how long this other person is going to be with me. All right, hold on.
Okay.
Are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else you have to question?
No.
All right. Well, good luck with your case. Keep in touch, and please call back and be on my show anytime you want.
Definitely, anytime.
I appreciate it so much.
Thank you.
And keep your head up. Stay strong for them babies.
Keep your head up. Hi there. Now I got you. What can I do for you? What can Danielle and I do for you?
I'm pretty much new to this. I'm not sure. I just have a question to ask.
Okay, what is your name again? What is your name?
My name is Emma.
Emma, and what city or state are you from?
I'm in Gainesville, Florida.
Gainesville, Florida. Welcome, Gainesville. I have
Florida.
someone else that's texted a message named Stacy Milo Massey. She says CPS in Iowa is corrupt, so I figure you're from Iowa. They don't care. She also says fighting CPS is is a lose-lose
CPS is a lose-lose situation.
Yeah, been fighting for them for 15 months.
Been fighting them for 15 months.
Yes. Well, yeah, Stacy, I'll get back to you. You can just type in your message. What part of Iowa are you from? and just text a message. Okay. The person I'm talking to on the phone from Gainesville, Florida. What is your question?
Okay, so I wanted to know, like, whenever I'm on a safety plan, and I'm on a safety plan, and they gave me 3 things to do, and I completed the 3 things. They wanted me to clean up my house because they went inside my house when I wasn't there. I was at work.
Okay.
And I did not know they was coming. It was all caught me off guard. That it was a CPS call. Well, CPS call before me. I know my neighbors had told me that the police and CPS had came into my house.
Well, unless they had a warrant, they trespassed, and you could later sue them. You can sue the police department and CPS for trespassing. Yes. They're not supposed to come into your house unless they have your permission, or there's a serious case going on where there's a murder in place, a shooting, a knifing, a fighting, a child being strangled, or something
dangerous,
in there.
Violent.
Also, they need a warrant to go into your house.
Right, I understand that, but my thing is this: is that my child's father had called CPS on me out of spite whenever I had a conversation with him, fighting to put him on child support. And he has told CPS that.
You okay? Hello? You okay?
Hello?
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm sorry. He told them I had mental illness. I have mental illness. That's why he had told CPS. And CPS had called my family, which I have not heard from in 15 years. And they was like, well, if that's her child's father, believe her. Believe him. If he's saying that she has mental illness, she has mental illness. And I never had no core thing of mental illness a day in my life. Okay. So they said that caused some emergency for the kids to stay out of home. And I took a psych evaluation, and the psychiatrist said I have anxiety. And the lady said, since I have anxiety, the kids have to remain out of home because that is a danger. And I have a special need, autistic, nonverbal child that's not receiving his medication or his tablet to talk through because of anxiety. Okay.
Understood. It's okay.
Complain.
Okay.
I would put a.
It's okay.
For 10 years.
I got an autistic son.
This is a 10-year-old child?
Yes.
Okay. And they allegation that you're unfit mother, is that what they're saying?
Yes, because of mental illness has not been.
She's got anxiety.
Now has the mental illness been diagnosed? Have they diagnosed that you have a mental illness? Have they diagnosed that you have a mental illness?
Nope. I took 2 psych evaluations, and the psychiatrist says it's just anxiety.
Okay. So have you got yourself an attorney?
No, I have not yet because it's a safety plan.
Well, I understand that, but you need someone that, compared to working with a CPS as doing open heart surgery. If you have to go into your heart and replace a valve, I don't think you as a layperson are going to try to open up your heart. I don't think you're going to get your neighbor to open your heart. You're going to get a professional. And so what you need is a professional attorney to help you work through your case. Because without that, CPS, they will lie, they will cheat, they will deceit, they're not transparent, and they will take your
information.
They are in.
And I keep asking for the discovery, and I keep on asking them. They said that you guys did a danger assessment. I have looked over the Florida CPS rules and policy. You guys have to do a danger assessment, and I don't fit on the danger assessment. And the supervisor has said it's because they are doing a behavioral assessment on me. And I'm like, what is a behavioral assessment? you have mental, untreated mental, no matter how many times I went to their psychiatrist to get an evaluation, and it keeps coming back to anxiety, they say you got to go therapy for 6 months.
Have you got your own evaluation done?
Yeah, have you done your own evaluation?
Yes, well, yeah, I did. They both.
All right, with your own evaluation, have you entered it into court? Your own evaluation.
Into court?
Yeah, well, the last court hearing you have. Well, you're supposed to. If you had an attorney, they would argue your case and they would enter it that you've done evaluation with your own attorney, with your your own therapist, and they found that you don't have what they're saying, that you have mental problems, but you have anxiety.
Where are the kids right now?
Well, you need to get that into the court. Right. So you've had no.
I don't want to put anything on there.
Right. Have you had a court hearing yet?
No.
Well, where are you at your case? What step are you at?
A safety plan. The kids that are remain out of the house.
Now, when you did your safety plan, did you offer them some family they could stay with?
They had told me that the kids have to stay with family. And remind you that I have not seen my family in 15 years. And whenever I tried to speak to my family recently about my son's autism, my family is against autism. They don't know that you have to accommodate a child with autism. So, it just really deviates a single mom to a special needs child. What's so wrong about that?
Well, I mean, your child has special needs, right?
Yeah.
Autism.
Right. If your child has special needs, the parent's the best one to take care of it. I mean, you have been taking care of it.
They're supposed to do routine, getting an autistic child out of a routine, and then he's nonverbal. He's just getting sent to my family. No, he can't live with me because taking care of special needs child is too much. So now the teacher of my son's school has said, besides y'all taking him to foster care, I get him.
Now, who are they? She mentioned something about a behavior assessment. Who are they doing that on? Because my son got sent to a facility in Texas that's a behavioral facility for placement. They were doing that on you?
I didn't meet the danger assessment on their form.
Have they done assessment on your child?
The kids that remain out.
Yeah, have they done
a behavioral assessment on me?
Have they done an assessment on your child yet?
I mean, no, they're not saying anything on my child. I mean, he's autistic. I have his fear.
Well, I understand that, but maybe they have to do assessment to see what kind of autistic needs he needs.
Well, he's getting all his services.
Okay.
He don't need other needs. I have completed all his needs that he needs. I am a specialist of autism. That's what I have my degree in.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
So my son has autism. That's why I went to college to get my degree in that.
So my question is, why is there a dangerous situation for your child to be with you? Why is your child in danger?
Her mental health, her anxiety.
But no matter how many
That's what they're saying.
And if people say that I don't have it, they say they feel like I have something.
Okay. Right, and then what family member
she's got to prove to the court
to stay with?
They discussed
their family trying to take it from them.
So only thing I have is my sisters, and my sisters, they don't have the time to deal with a disabled child. This is not like
well, they're going to see what will happen if you can't put them with a family member. They'll put them in foster care.
Yes.
Like my son. His teacher stood up, and she said she'll take him. So right now, my son is with his teacher.
All right. Okay. Do you have visitation? Do you have visitation rights with your son?
Oh yeah, I can come see my child, but if I look like I'm having a mental outbreak, I cannot.
Right. Do you know when your court date's next?
I don't have a court date.
Okay. What you need to do is you need to get a court going on there because they have to go over your plan. Now, my clock tells me we're almost an hour up. I got about 5 seconds. I don't mean to cut you short, but I want you to call back. I'm on again tomorrow at 10 o'clock Monday morning Pacific Standard Time, and I gladly talk to you tomorrow. But I'm going to have to curtail my show. I want to thank you for calling in. I want to thank Stacy Massey for calling in. I want to thank Symbolist, who did call in, who had a lot to say about your case there.
Hannah called in.
And then Sheila Cole, who called in a couple of times. She had comments there 3 or 4 times. And then I want to thank my host here, Danielle, for helping me with these people with the issues. I want you all to keep fighting for your kids. Do that rule number 1. Definitely. Get yourself an attorney. It's important that you do so. I want to say thank you again. Good luck and God bless. This is Bob and Diane. Bob and Danielle signing off. Good night.